Hey, what's up guys, my name is Severman, I'm a progressive house producer, and after this video you will never make a boring progressive house melody again. For this video I'll be analyzing the melody and the chord progression of my upcoming track called For a Lifetime, which is gonna drop on the 24th of May. If you haven't heard the preview in my previous video, this is what the track and the melody sounds like. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the preview. If you want to be the first person listening to the track on the release day, make sure to hit that pre-save link in the description. Really appreciate the support. So in this piano roll, I've recreated the chord progression and the melody of this track. There's always a certain structure in every track, and it's important to follow that structure, because if you're not following the structure in your own track, your melody might be off, it might be too chaotic. There can be certain variations where one track does it a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, they always have this certain structure. So what you can always say is that you have an A part, a B part, then again the A part and a D part. So where do you have those parts? Well, the A part you usually have in the first two bars of your melody. Now the B part would be this part. Then here again we got our A part, and then here we got the D part. I'm currently editing the video right now, and I felt like my explanation wasn't really that clear, so I'm just gonna do this quick voiceover now, because I really want you guys to understand the principle behind this. So once again, you would have your different sections here. So this would be the A section, this would be the B part, B section, then again this would be the A, and then here you would have the D part. Now, why is that like that? Well, I can show you. You just have to look at the similarities. So for example, take a look at these notes and then take a look at the notes here. You will see that they're not 100% identical, but for example, those two are the same ones here. Those three ones are the same three ones here. Those two, same notes. And then just here at the end, you can see we have some variation here, but it's almost the same as here. And obviously the chords, right here, the chords are all the same. I know my drawing here is excellent. But then the B part, you can see the B part, the notes are very different to the A part, right? There's like the only similarities like those two first notes, but the rest is like pretty much different. And then again, the D part is also different to the A and B part. If you take a look at the notes, they're all different, right? But now I'm gonna let the video continue. Definitely make sure to watch the rest so you understand everything. All right, so that's the structure. Now, another thing that plays a big role is the rhythm of your melody and the chords. Now, in most of the progressive drops, you will see that the chords are following the rhythm of the melody. That's also the case here. Now, you can, obviously divide your melody into two different sections, the rhythm and the pitch of each note. But if you only take a look at the rhythm, what you can tell is that the rhythm has a lot of repetition. So for example, if I copy and paste this over here, you can see that the timing of the first two notes here is the same. This same timing, same timing, same timing, same timing. And it's just here where we have some variation. So the rhythm is not doing the same thing as in the first bar, but the first couple of notes are the same. Now again, if I copy and paste the whole A part and put it over here once again, same rhythm, 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 and then again it's just here a variation. And the same thing applies to this whole section. So what can we say? Well, rhythmic wise, you want to have a lot of repetition in your melody. If in every bar the rhythm is different, your melody won't be catchy and easy to remember, because that's the number one thing. Your melody has to be easy to remember, easy to follow, right? So that's the example of my upcoming track. And now what I want to do is I actually want to create something from scratch here. My recommendation is start with a chord progression, because the chord progression will sort of lay the foundation, and then you can write your melody according to your chords. Once you got the melody in, then you can change up the rhythm of the chords according to your melody. But always start with the chord progression, because the chord progression will set the vibe. Don't be too experimental. There is like a handful of chord progressions you will also hear in 90% of all tracks out there. So I'm gonna give you some examples. Gonna make one that's in the same key. So for example, you could also start on F sharp. Let me actually increase that so we can see it. F sharp. And then what you will hear in a lot of tracks is this. Ding. So always start with your bass notes when you do the chord progression. What you can do is put them an octave higher. But now what you want to do is you want to look for that, I'm gonna call it middle harmony. Like I myself, actually, and that's what a lot of people think you need to know music theory. I actually haven't got a clue about music theory, because for me that's just like the vocabulary. I don't know the right words and terms for it, but you always find this sort of middle harmony that sits right in between these two notes. So what you can do is you can count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 semitones, and then it's gonna be 5 more to the higher note. 3, 4, 5. It's sitting a little low, so what you can do is actually put that an octave higher. Sounds good. Now this is not a full chord yet, so we need at least one more harmony. Now how can you find that third harmony? Well, for example, what I do is, again, grab your bass notes. What you can do now is, for example, you can go up 1, 2, 3, 4 from that first bass note. And you know this is part of the scale because you're also using A sharp here. Now the thing is, we will have to adjust some other notes here. Just have a listen. You know, it sounds a little off, like something isn't quite right there. And what usually works here is grab this one. So for example, dun, 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 dun. Go down one, F sharp. No, it sounds off. If you go down one here, this is also gonna work here. One more trick, what you can do is, for example, put this one an octave higher, and now the higher harmonies are all more in a similar range. And now I want to show you guys how you can actually write a catchy melody on top of this chord progression. Now obviously there's no formula now to what pitch you have to use. Like that's totally up to you and what you want to do. Just obviously make sure that the notes, the pitch of the notes, you know, is part of the scale of your chords, obviously. So if you pick notes that you already have here played by the chords, obviously you're not going to do anything wrong. G sharp is not played in here, but it's, you can still hear it's part of the scale because it, you know, sounds harmonic. You know, it sounds very harmonic. So we got a quarter note here, and then we got 4 1/8 dotted notes. And you could copy and paste those, put them here. Now we would stick to that rhythm, but change the pitch. So for example, what I'm hearing in my head now is maybe go a little lower here on that one. Check this out. So this would be our A part, and I'm gonna copy and paste these. This is gonna be our B part. Now obviously here in this B part now we need to change the notes, because else it's gonna be boring if you just keep repeating the same 2 bars. For example, what we could do, instead of having this, we could go like ding 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 ding, and then go lower here. Now once again, grab all of the notes that we already have, put them here. And then again, remember that formula, A, B, A, D. So what that means now, you can keep the notes like that. If you want, you can still add some variation, but generally you're not going to do anything wrong by keeping the same notes here. And then you definitely do want some variation here at the end. Like some tracks are even that simple that they're literally just gonna copy and paste those 4 bars, so you kind of just have like an A-B pattern. What you will hear in a lot of EDM tracks or progressive tracks is that at the end the melodies sort of go up, makes it more euphoric at the end or something, I don't know, but you will hear that in a lot of tracks, so we could try something similar here. Awesome. So in my opinion, that sounds very catchy. What I want to show you now, what else you can do is with chords, because obviously you don't have to use these exact chords. I'm going to show you some alternative chord progressions, but I'm going to keep the top melody now. For example, what you could do is, instead of starting on the F sharp, you could actually start on the D sharp, so basically on this chord. So then go up to the F sharp chord. One progression that's also very common is that you start on this chord. So that would be the A sharp, and then you would go down to F sharp, and then either up or down to C sharp. We don't have that chord yet, so I'm gonna make a new one for that chord. I think I'm gonna go down in this case. I'm gonna put that an octave higher. So again, this stays more like the same range here. And then end the last chord on G sharp. So that would basically give us this chord progression. You know what, I'm gonna show you one more chord progression. Start on F here. Like that. So I'm gonna make a zip file with all the chord progressions that I've made here, and you can grab those chord progressions using the second link in the description. Again, first link is gonna be the preset link for my upcoming track. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. Make sure to comment down below, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and next week for a lifetime release day. Cheers, bye bye.